This video is brought to you by Opera GX. Stick around to the end of the video to learn more about them. The way that we as gamers play and consume video games have definitely changed. When you look at the evolution of games, the origins of game design can be traced back to arcade cabinets. These games were designed as impossible challenges for arcades to profit off of naive kids and teenagers, make the mechanics simple, make the difficulty impossibly hard, and devour quarters. These short-form games would evolve into longer-form, single-player experiences for home consoles as the experience of the game's story, narrative, and twists would be something you shared with others rather than the gameplay. Games like Metal Gear Solid 2, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, and even the recently released God of War, these are all games that, although have solid gameplay mechanics that are fun to play, are best remembered for their stories, the experiences and lessons these games impart onto the player, things we carry in the back of our minds for years and come to shape not only our tastes in entertainment, but our tastes in life itself. And then, we got this. Inscryption is a game developed by Daniel Mullins Games and is a definite favorite of mine. If you are a fan of card games in any capacity, I would highly recommend it to you. It has an amazingly deep story, especially so regarding the ARG, and its themes of dark horror, unsettling settings, and the ultimate climax of the game with you being the ultimate conduit for the creation of the malicious game in the end, and the spread of its corrupted data are experiences that on the first playthrough shocked many players to the core for its ambition and design. But that's just it. On the first playthrough, so many of the game's gimmicks, twists, and turns regarding the moon, the Transcendence jump scare, Luke's death, all these are twists to the story that, once you've experienced once, can never get the same reaction out of you again. Unlike in a movie or a book, where you can experience a twist over and over again and can appreciate the foreshadowing and repeatedly view how characters within the media react to this change, Inscryption is a video game where we are the character being shocked, and once you experience these twists again and again and again, the story's tone and the gameplay, which during your first playthrough may seem polished, refined, and bulletproof, begin to rust and rot as we experience these repeated story beats over and over again. Now, what happens when you take a game as story-driven as Inscryption and attempt to strip away its themes, messages, and the other factors that make Inscryption so special? Kaycee's mod is an expansion for Inscryption's Act 1, being Leshy's single-player deck builder similar to Slay the Spire. However, when I was playing it, although the gameplay was fun and I was literally speedrunning the game, something felt off, something was missing, and then it hit me. I already knew how the game was gonna go and how to beat it. When you look at story beats like the Trapper and Trader boss fight or the Moon, in the moment upon first encounters, these are really fun and interesting gameplay gimmicks, but when you peel away that veneer, you begin to realize that a lot of the underlying superstructure from a gameplay perspective isn't that fun and doesn't work in an infinite mode. When you look at the final boss of Act 1 in Inscryption, the Moon, the reason we found it so fun was because it was so unexpected. However, from a gameplay perspective, the Moon is incredibly easy to cheese and beat, enough so that a patch had to be implemented so that you couldn't gimmick it by poisoning it or reducing its one attack stat using Stink with something like the Skunk. The Trapper and Trader is designed to get you at least once, being that the power of the boss doesn't lie within its creature's strength, but its gimmick of insta-kill traps and a sudden OTK you might have not prepared for. However, once players understand this gimmick, it's near impossible to lose without difficulty modifiers and bricking, and having these sort of bosses remain difficult, yet still manageable from run to run in a game clearly intentionally designed to be broken is impossible in an endless dungeon runner. And playing Kaycee's mod personally asks me the question of, is this what you wanted your vision of Inscryption to be? An endless dungeon runner clearly designed to be broken instead of the single 10 to 15 hour curated experience it was intended to be designed as. Although the acts in Inscryption are technically infinitely replayable, from a gameplay perspective, it's very clear it was not designed to be. and I just find it strange how we, as consumers, demanded from Daniel to essentially create a bastardization of the game he created, the complete antithesis to the overall themes of the game, how a life consumed by entertainment can be ended by it, and we decided to play it infinitely. Inscryption, again, is a game that is clearly paced and designed to be enjoyed as a curated, single-player experience where its fresh and unique take on the genre of what a card game and deck builder can truly be pushed to, paced so that we are able to move on from each act and section before the mechanics can become too dull, frustrating, or overplayed. However, this ties back to how we as consumers play video games in the modern era. What was once an era of specifically curated single-player experiences has turned into a format of free-to-play games designed to be played ad infinitum. And I personally feel that we as a community miss out on something where a majority of time, the highest rated, most popular, and most successful games aren't games that push the envelope on storytelling, gameplay mechanics, themes, or messages, but instead the experience of playing with other people in either an endless multiplayer fashion or an endless single-player routine-like experience we can relate to with others through Discord or comment sections, a lifestyle of sorts, a game you play forever, every day, with no end in sight. I personally feel that there is a space for both types of games, lifestyle games and curated experiences, but they should be independent of one another instead of having to try and compete with each other by having a game include both. It is a change within the evolution of games that I feel we do have to be wary of, and it is this philosophy of modern gameplay design that is challenged by Inscryption, but ultimately succeeded upon by Kaycee's mod. Thanks for watching. This video was made possible by Opera GX. Opera GX was my solution to the issue of having laggy browsers, being that I usually have 10 to 20 streams and videos open at once to leech content from. However, thanks to Opera GX, I'm able to use tools such as their browser resource limit to help limit how much CPU and RAM is being used by my browser, as well as my bandwidth. These can be used at the click of a mouse to shut down tabs, stealing your resources, or just by flicking a switch to prevent data overload. It also comes with great customization options that I certainly took full advantage of as soon as I got it running. Additionally, if you're hesitant because you'll have to relog into everything, you're able to easily import your settings from your previous browsers such as history, bookmarks, and cookies. They're even available on mobile and can be directly connected to the desktop version. So please, download Opera GX for absolutely free using my link in the description to help the channel out. Thank you, Opera.
Hey there, card gamers! I'm the Lucky Carter, and this is another pack opening video. Today I'm opening Secrets of Legendaria, hoping for that sweet, sweet foil Valamir.